Hey guys, it's Tyler, and today we're going to look at the snapshot that just came out today for Minecraft 1.8. There's a lot of new stuff that's been added, so let's get to it. The first thing that should be noted is that potatoes and carrots have now been nerfed in the game. Baked potatoes will only heal 5 points instead of 6, and carrots will only heal 3 points instead of 4. Villagers now ignore damage values when you're trading with them. So if you have a diamond sword that's partially used, they will ignore the damage value on it and take it anyway. Villagers can also now have subclasses. So for instance, a farmer villager can now be a leather worker, and he's going to sell stuff involving leather. Trading now in Minecraft is actually going to give you XP as well, which I'll talk more about later because I think the XP system got a little bit screwed up. There are now 3 new variants of stone in the game that spawn naturally in the world. First there's granite, diorite, and andesite. These can all be turned into their polished form by just taking the simple block and doing a 2x2 pattern of it to get 4 of that, very similar to how stone bricks are made. Also, it should be noted that diorite can be made by using nether quartz and cobblestone, to get 2 diorite. All of the things are naturally spawning in the world, as you can see, and they're going to spawn similarly to how coal spawns in the world. I think they might be a little bit screwed up right now because they're spawning a lot, but I have a feeling that is going to be fixed in the future, and it is going to spawn very similarly to coal. So, there you go. They also all have the same blast resistance to stone, so they're going to blow up the same as your stone normally would. Finally, in the game, renaming your tools is only going to cost 1 enchantment level. So if we want to rename this pickaxe, it's only going to cost 1. You can no longer place blocks if you're in adventure mode. So any cheaters in your adventure maps, this is going to be disabled, and this makes map making a lot easier for you map makers out there. Enchanting has indeed been changed. So now if you wanted to enchant your sword, you would have to be the first level at 8. So we could get this, but it is going to cost lapis now instead of gold in order for you to enchant your items. I can't tell if I like this or not, since lapis was kind of that rare ore kind of thing, but now it's being used for enchanting, which I guess is okay. But how the enchanting once again is going to work is you're going to need to reach the level, so I have 9 levels right now. You're going to need to reach the level and then put as many things in there as possible, and this is going to cost only 1 enchantment level, so you can see that only costed 1. I'm down to 8, and it enchanted my diamond sword with knockback and sharpness. Even though it only said 1 of those, it is going to have more than 1 that it says in there. So now if we take our sword out, and I'll spawn a new one, and I'll show you in a sec. Okay, now you can see that I have another diamond sword. I now have 10 levels of experience, so we are going to be able to get both of these enchantments by putting in our lapis. This one's now available because we have 9 levels and we have 2 lapis. This is going to cost 2 enchantment levels and will bring us down to 8. And we now have a Bane of Arthropods 1, so we got very unlucky with that and only got 1 that was listed. But that's kind of how enchantments changed right now. It might change in the future more, but for right now, this is how it's going to be. There are some new recipes to get blocks that you actually couldn't get before in survival mode. Chiseled stone bricks can now be made with 2 stone brick slabs on top of each other, and mossy stone bricks can be made with 1 vine and 1 stone brick. And just to show all of you doubters out there, makes chiseled stone bricks, and I believe this is a shapeless recipe where you can put it wherever you want and you would get your mossy stone bricks. A slime block is now implemented into the game by crafting a giant square of 9 slime balls. This is going to give you a kind of transparent block that has a bouncing ability. So if I were to jump onto here, we can now jump a little bit higher, and this is determined by how far you fall down. So you can see it kind of leveled out once I got down there. The higher up you go, the higher up you will bounce, but it also gets rid of fall damage, so that's very nice. And it is now actually the slowest block in the game to walk on. You can see that this is actually painfully slow to walk on in comparison to soul sand, which is actually a lot faster compared to the slime. So sneaking while being on slime blocks, you're going to take a while. Doors are going to give you 3 doors per 1 recipe that you put in, and doors are going to be stackable by 64, as you can see right here. This may or may not be a bug right now, but water and lava is not going to flow to the nearest hole in the ground. It's just going to flow randomly. This might be a bug right now, but it is not confirmed as of right now. There is a new command in the game called /blockdata that should be allowing us to put passwords on our chests. However, I have not gotten this to work in my survival world, so I'm not sure whether or not it is working yet or if it's supposed to be implemented in the future, but it should allow you to do a lot more cool things involving putting passwords on chests and other kind of stuff about blocks that you can change. And it should also be noted, as seen from this that I found on the forums, that you can now choose in adventure maps, this is mainly for map makers, which of your tools can break certain blocks. So if you wanted your players to be able to break only glass, you could set up a sword that could only break glass, and that way, while still in adventure mode, you can still break a certain block. Kind of like how people like to use clay, for example, in their maps, where clay is the only breakable block. This was more in the older maps. I don't know if they still do that. That's kind of an assumption on my part. But you would be able to make a shovel that could only break clay. And I think that's a really good update to maps and should help map makers a lot. Witches' huts are now going to spawn in plains biomes. However, I was not able to find one in my short little journey through this world. But it should be noted that they are going to now spawn in plains biomes as well as swamps. Your difficulty can now be locked. So if we wanted to stay on difficulty normal, we can just lock this, and once you change it, you will never be able to change it again. So you just say yes, and now we have no access to the difficulty option. This is really good if you want to challenge yourself and make sure that you're going to play on hard the entire time, or if you just want to play on peaceful and you never want to be bugged by anything, you can change it just like that. That's everything for right now with the 1.8 update. There were some bug fixes that occurred, and I'll leave a link to the Minecraft versions on the wiki in the description below. If you wanted to check out everything that's been changed, I covered probably 90% of it. However, there are some other little things that I did not cover. The Snapshot is available now in the Minecraft launcher, so go and get it and start playing around. I wouldn't play it on any of your survival worlds that you have because it is very unstable and may corrupt your world. But this has been the 1.8 Snapshot update. When the next Snapshot comes out, I will show you guys what else is new. But for right now, this is a really awesome start to 1.8, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!